Hello, hello. My name is Marissa Faulkner. I am the director of Team Rise and Grind. I've been with Scentsy since February of 2017. I hit director in October of 2018, and we just hit our first 8 month consistency. So it takes a lot of time. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about is having a hobby versus having a business. So with a hobby, for instance, I brought out this example. So one of my hobbies is scrapbooking. Um, this takes a ton of time, a ton of resources. It takes a lot of money. It's super fun. I have a ton of fun. Oh, some stuff just fell out, but you can see like all sorts of stuff. Like it's just, this is my first son's baby book scrapbook. But it takes time, it takes money, it brings me a lot of joy, but this does not make me money, right? Like this is just for me to look back on, have some creative outlet, and just have a special, well, one, being a mom, I have two boys, have some time alone and just kind of get those creative juices flowing. But as much as I love and adore scrapbooking, scrapbooking doesn't make me money, right? So the difference between having a hobby and having a business is both can be super fun and both can be really rewarding, but one makes you money and one takes your money. One makes you spend money, right? So one thing that I really preach to my team is that I am not a leader that wants you to buy a ton of stuff, right? You should not be spending more money than you're making. We're in the business of making money. We're not in the business of spending money. And so it's really, really important that you're real with yourself. I'm a very tough love type of leader. And I think it's the step one is to be really true with yourself. So what do you want out of this business, right? Go beyond your why, not like, I want to do this to stay home with my kids. Well, that's awesome. And I think that's an amazing, amazing goal. But what do you want? Like, truly, what do you want out of this business? Do you want to pay your mortgage? Do you want to retire from your 9-to-5 job? Do you want to retire your husband? Do you want to stay home with your kids? And when you make these goals, it's really important to, in that honesty, in that honest, deep rooted place in your heart, to figure out what you're doing now and because you're not where you want to be if you have a goal, right? Because you need to be moving towards that. And what's the difference of what actions are you going to take every day to get there, right? So if you're not writing your goals down, like if I'm on my computer, so I'm not going to I can't walk around. But if you can't see your goals every single time you walk out of your bathroom, or it's not on your phone, if it's not really written down, it's not a goal, it's a dream, right? So it's time to be real with yourself. Write your goals down, get very honest, talk about your goals, even if they're super scary. Talk about them. Talk about them with your spouse, talk about them with your kids, talk about them with your best friend. If people think you're crazy, you're probably on the right track, right? Because you're dreaming big, right? And when you make these goals and you write them down, they become more than a dream, they become a reality, because you're going to be constantly reminded that this is what I'm working for. So when you're deciding if this is more of a hobby for you, or which is totally fine, because you can grow out of a hobby, right? And you decide that this is going to be a business for me. I want this to change my life. I want to take this seriously. And I want to see once I give it my all, I want to see what this can do for me. So the best thing to do is, one, get really consistent, get super, super consistent. And I'm talking like every single day when you wake up and you don't want to do it, that's when you need to be doing it. Some things that have really helped my business transform is, one, honesty. I'm going to always go back to honesty, because it's really easy to be like, I'm doing everything I can, but I can promise you, you're not doing everything you can if you're not where you want to be. You're not too busy. The difference between us and the superstar directors is I promise you, they're not less busy than us, right? They're just doing better time management, and they're doing all the little things that matter. You don't need to spend a ton of money. You don't need to spend a ton of money to be successful in this business. You don't need to spend a ton of money to make it a hobby to go to our business. A lot of people think, well, I don't have a lot of money to invest into this. Well, that's not the point of we're in the business to make this money, not to spend this money, right? So consistent follow-up. I know you probably always like heard this 1,000 times before, but there's a reason why these leaders are consistently telling you this. Consistent follow-up, showing up when you don't want to, right? The difference between a hobby and a business is this scrapbook that I made, I probably had a year to make it. I wasn't on a timeline. This didn't make me any money. I wasn't giving this to anyone. So it was when I could, right? A business, right? If someone, this is a whiff bag that I have to mail out. This has got to be mailed out by Monday, right? Because someone paid for this. This is a transaction. This needs to be taken seriously. It's on a time limit, right? My mindset, this needs to be a priority, right? And that's really the difference, is making your business a priority, right? If you wanted to get really fit and you wanted to lose 20 pounds, if you're not going to the gym for a few times a week and you're wondering why, and you're eating McDonald's every day and you're wondering why you can't lose these 20 pounds, you're not being honest with yourself. And two, you're not being consistent in what you need to be doing to get the 20 pounds lost. Well, it goes the same way with a business. If you're saying, I want to pay my mortgage, but I haven't, I'm not even going to say made a post on Facebook, because making a post on Facebook and thinking that people are going to flood in and you're going to make $1,000 in sales that month is just plain silly. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I told you I'm a little tough love. A post on Facebook, it's not enough, right? Like, you've got to be really genuinely creating relationships with people and really genuinely checking on people and making sure that you're trying to give more than you get. If your arrows are out and you're always doing the things you need to be doing, like follow up, building relationships, constantly building that VIP group, constantly offering your own personal specials, one-on-one, you're within compliance, things like that, networking, those things, constantly working on that every single day, time is on your side. There's just no way around it. If you're always showing up and you're showing that, one, you love Scentsy, and it's more than the products, it's also the company and the community. Two, this is the real deal for you. You treat this as a business. Your car is, you have a sticker on your car, like you show up, people think you're serious about it. People are going to start believing you. And when you become trustable, that's when your business is going to transform. I have people who I offered this opportunity 4 years ago who didn't take it, who are now seeing me 4 years later earn these trips, earn all the incentives, grow my team. Y'all, it started with one person. I was just one person. If you would have asked me when I started that I was going to be a director with a team of 130 people, I would have told you you were crazy. But I show up every day. This is more than a hobby. I show up every day. I do it when it's hard. I do it when I'm tired. Tired is not an excuse. Work is not an excuse. Your kids are not an excuse. Those are reasons why. Those are opportunities, right? The more people you know, your timeline becomes faster. Me being a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids under 3, I don't get out a lot. I don't know a lot of people, so it's actually a little harder for me. If you have a 9-to-5 job, you're constantly face-to-face with people every single day that you can offer this opportunity to, and not in a spammy way, but it's just like, really, it's your mindset. That's going to make the difference between a hobby and a business, is your mindset. Once you figure out what you want out of this and you get really, really real with yourself, and I'm talking like nitty gritty, we all have things we don't like about ourselves, right? Like, let's be real, get really nitty gritty with that. And mine is, I like to be lazy sometimes. I'm just going to be honest. I would love to sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day, but that's not going to make me money. That's going to make Netflix money. I want to make me money. I want to change my kid's life. I want to retire my husband. Those are really true, deep-rooted whys for me. And so the difference between me and someone who's not going to reach those goals is I'm going to show up every day. So I really advise you to just, and that, like, it sounds silly, but just to show up, follow up. If you haven't tried Maven, try Maven. That's an awesome way to start. If you don't have a ton of customers, these little mini, this is how, before I became a director, this is what I did, was the mini binder. It's awesome. This mini binder was a business changing system for me. Systems are super, super, super important. Yes. Oh, wow. I'll get those for you. One second, baby. Systems are super important. If you're not implementing systems into your business, you're not really running it as a business, right? So, and that's okay. You just got to get real with yourself. He left, baby. He left. I'll be right with you. Okay.
That our car.
Yep. He left in the car. Working at home mom, but this was an amazing system, y'all. And when I started, I really taught myself everything. It's not your sponsor's job to make you successful. That's also an excuse. It is your job to make you successful. So there's tons of YouTube videos, like literally tons and tons of YouTube videos. There's tons of trainings on the workstation. If you want to make this a business, it's your responsibility to teach yourself and to learn. Once you can teach yourself, you can teach others. It makes you really, really an expert at your trade, right? So follow-up binder, amazing. I can't. I actually make these for my rock stars who hit sensational start. I make these for them because these are awesome. So Maven's amazing. Follow-up is key. Showing up every single day, making the samples. If you're making samples and you're not following up from the samples, you're wasting your time. So do income producing activities. If you're going to make the samples, follow up from the samples. If you're going to do a one-on-one coaching call, follow up a week later and ask if they've worked on what y'all talked about. Be really real with yourself and don't look at people as a price, as a little money sign, right? Build your relationships, show up every day, and then time is 100% on your side. If you need any help, please feel free to reach out to me. Give me a little bit of time because I got a big team. I got kids, I got a husband, and they all need me a lot. So I will always respond. My name is mother.faulkner on Instagram, and I'm right here on Facebook, Marissa Faulkner. And if y'all need anything, I am here for you. I absolutely love Scentsy. I love what I do. I'm a Scentsy lifer, and it doesn't mean that it's always easy, and it doesn't mean that I want to do this every single day, but I do. And that's what's going to make me successful is I'm showing up every single day. And I'm in my mind, this is a business and I know that this is going to change my life. And so anything worth having is worth working for. It's not going to come easy. This isn't a get rich quick scheme, but guess what? You've already showed up. You've already said yes. And that's the first step. So now it's just trying to get really true with yourself, figure out what you want out of this, and then do the things that are going to get you there. So I hope you all have an amazing day. Let me know what you got from this in the comments below. And a little bit of homework for you is I want you to think about what's a hobby that you have. Mine, I love scrapbooking. I love gardening. I love anything to do with art. I'm a very creative person. And then figure out why you like that and how you can maybe implement it into your business. So because I am so creative, I absolutely love making like the little flyers, and I love making thank you cards and all those things. And those have helped me create a brand. So it's all centered around me. I am my brand since he's not my brand, since he's a part of my brand. And that's how I bring a hobby into my business, and I bring them together to keep things fun, right? So how are you going to make your hobbies work for you instead of only working for your hobbies?